Om Jananim Sharadam Devim Ramakrishnam Jagadgurum Padapadme Tayo Shritva Pranamami Muhurmuhu. Why a realized soul resembles a child in nature is because God has the nature of a child, unbound and unlimited in its own glory and joy. Telling that the gospel continues. Sitting on the floor in the room was a young man from Agarpara, about 22 years old. Whenever he came to the temple garden, he would take the master aside by a sign and whisper his thoughts to him. He was a newcomer. That day he was sitting on the floor near the master. Youngster, 22 years, around 20 years old. Look at the present world and world of those days. It is a few hundreds and thousands will be running towards the world. Somewhere in the early youth, when all are aspiring for the worldly prospects, which are definite to bring grief and bondage, unless a backing or a support of the spiritual inner world is there. Inner world must be in constant union with the divine, anchored in the divine, so that inner peace, inner bliss doesn't get affected by the external circumstances and the situations of life. Here, now present and at all times, majority of the people used to leave the inner world to itself, filled with anxiety, frustration, greed, and external world. They used to run about helplessly, aimlessly as if. So here we see a boy of 2022 is coming to Sri Ramakrishna, and Lord of the universe, in the guise of a human sitting there, he calls by a sign, and the Lord walks through amidst all people sitting. He goes out and listens to a few whisper of his and again goes in. What a wonderful sight it could be. Great people cannot draw, but a small devotee who has faith takes him away. Master to young man. A man can change his nature by imitating another's character. He can get rid of passion like lust by assuming the feminine mood, exactly like a woman. I have noticed that men who take female parts in theatre speak like women and brush their teeth like women while bathing. Come again on Tuesday or Sunday. To a young man. Now, probably from the way in Sri Ramakrishna is telling, the struggle in the person is going on to transcend the gender problem in life. Here Sri Ramakrishna is advising to take a little feminine nature, acquire a little feminine nature, so that the inner manly nature may get quenched, may get completely eradicated. Not to cultivate the women feature, and it is not a transformation of gender, but a neutralization of gender. The trend to retain gender or replace gender is from one fire we are entering into the another fire. To neutralize it, to get rid, to transcend and go beyond the gender problem, to manifest fully our divinity. I am Atman. I am not body. Body, to bring it to the neutral point where I can enter into the inner apartment easily. The awareness, consciousness is bound to the body mainly because of the gender problem, what we commonly call sex. Sex is innate in nature because it is the forces of nature, two important principles, self-preservation and preservation of the species. Now, this preservation of species act as the sex drive and gender problem appears. Always mind a part seeking a counterpart to fulfill the inner desire, the drive. And as long as I am body, I cannot get released, I cannot because it is a product of nature. Sex is being a drive of nature. There is no sinful act. But how long will you be in the prison house of a body? Will you never have a freedom to be freely, joyfully enjoy the bliss of the self, bliss of God, a small pleasure of senses, sense pleasure. Where is the bliss? Where is the pleasure? Pleasure, when we say it is momentary and ends off. Bliss, we say, sustained and unending. Happiness is something in between, of a lower grade to the bliss and higher grade in sustenance to the pleasures of the senses. Now, if I want that unending bliss, if I want life eternal, if I want to get rid of the death and acquire immortality, I have to shift from the bodily existence to my real existence. I am Atman. Dehoham, I am the Deha. Shariroham, I am the body. From there to I am this ever free ocean of bliss. Satchidananda Sagaroham. I have to go. And there you see total freedom. Now you are driven. Last you will get frustrated. Depressions, all kind of mental ailments gherav you. So here Sri Ramakrishna is telling to acquire a little feminine nature so that your manly nature, desire for having or fulfilling the sex drive may not be there. And you are going to trans and go beyond, just like a child goes beyond the childhood and enters the youth. Youth goes beyond the youthhood, enters the old age. His growth is making. Now, growth has an end and there is a decline. Now, here we see Balya is ending and Yavana is coming. Yavana is ending and old age is coming. How that transformation? Like that. From sex idea, from Deha Bhava, he goes to the Atma Bhava. It's a growth, not renunciation, not giving up, not rejecting, but growing beyond. Like a fish in a vessel has grown its fullness it cannot move about, then we put it in a tank. It is not renouncing the ball, but he finds the fulfillment of ball and goes beyond to the tank. When it becomes tank size, it is left in the river. So this is growth. Like that, the Sri Ramakrishna wants them to grow beyond to the self Atman, to the eternal bliss, to eternity, from the mortality of the body, identifying with the body, suffer and die. You become independent of the body by knowing your own self. Everyday nature takes you to sleep and deep sleep, separating you from the body, making you understand you are not body. But while waking up again, we identify with the body and say, I am body. So this transcendence, Sri Ramakrishna is asking, whatever is trying to grasp you, drive you, because you are identifying with the body and saying, I am man or I am woman. There is no manness or womanness in the self. Just to go beyond. Sex exists at only three levels. The bodily level, the energy level, pranas, and then at the mental level. Only three levels. Beyond that there is no sex. There is only bliss and freedom. All inner layers beyond mind is your own self, the light of the self projecting forth. So Sri Ramakrishna wants cancel this each other, cultivate a little womanhood, and dissolve that manhood and womanhood together, become neutral so that you can enter inward and see your own self and attain immortality. Otherwise, you are clinging to body, there is death and birth again and again. Separate from the bodily existence, before the body falls off, knowing who you are. That is, getting the self-knowledge. By getting self-knowledge, you'll be forever free from the bodily entanglements and identification. So here, it is not the change of sex, not change of the gender, but transcendence of the idea of sex. Even after that, the bodily existence and bodily man or womanness will continue to exist. But as a part of awareness, it drops away forever. It never seeks a companion in the world because he has the total fulfillment, no drive. Body is there, but there is no desire for the opposite sex. So it sees divine everywhere. He has total fulfillment. There is no difference between man and woman because he has transcended womanhood and manhood. He is in the everlasting bliss within. So this is almost, we can say, early stages of sadhana, especially in monastic life, to come out of the gender problem that I am man, I am woman. That is, Sri Ramakrishna is specifically mentioning it to dissolve and not to transform. It is not man becoming woman or woman becoming man. It is going man becoming divine or woman becoming divine. By neutralizing the inner drives and forces, not to be slave of the body, not to be slave of the mind, but to claim one's own glory and eternal bliss. Then I have noticed that men who take feminine parts in theatre speak like women and brush their teeth like women while bathing. Come again on a Tuesday or Saturday. Tuesday and Saturday in Bengal tradition, it is considered as belonging to Divine Mother. See, the days, weeks, months, years, and all go on in a cyclic way. The cycle. It's entirely dependent on what we call nature's states. Just like we have states, sleep, waking and all that, nature has its own states. With respect to our human existence, it makes great sense and great meaning. Now, the day and night, just look at the day and night. It is happening because of the earth revolving on its own axis. Years are formed because the earth going around the sun. 1 year, 1 round. Day and night of the earth's revolving on its own axis. It is creating day and night. Year it is creating. Now we are sitting on the earth. These two are directly related to earth. We are evolving. We are moving about. This is one phase of existence. It is directly related to our existence because we are moving. There is another aspect of which is not independent of my existence. I get the sense of time. This time concept is the moon revolving around the sun along with the earth. Moon is revolving around the earth and earth with the moon is revolving around the sun. The movements of the sun, movements of the moon and around the sun. Moon is revolving around the earth and also moving around the sun. This is 1 round is 1 month. 12 rounds, 12 months in 1 year. 1 year is calculated by the moon to take 1 round around the sun, going circumambulation, completing 1 round. It is 1 year for us. Within that 1 year, how many times does the moon take round around the earth? It is revolving around the earth. Then it comes within 1 year, the moon turns 12 times. So when it moves, whole moon is moving around the earth, 1 round, 1 month we say, and 12 months in a year, because within 1 round of the earth along with the moon makes 12 rounds around the earth. Each one we calculate as, because it is change of time, we notice it, we can perceive it with respect to the focal. It is double focal. So it is the calculation of month depends upon both the movement of the moon round the sun and moon round the earth. Moon is revolving around the sun along with the earth. This movement of the moon and the moon's movement round the earth, both are included in calculation of the month. Now, this moon, while moving around the earth and also the sun, it is losing its phases. In 15 days, we get once full moon and new moon. If it is only around the earth, then we will be seeing almost same type of a particular full moon and new moon would be changing in a, suppose sun is also stationary, earth is also stationary, then moon going around the earth will be constant. The same phases will be there throughout. Now, the moon is also moving, earth is also moving, sun is stationary. So, what is the common point between the earth and sun? Decides it's becoming crescent, growing slowly to dichotomized state, then projecting towards a gibbous and become purna, full. Now this month has how many the waning and waxing of moon, waxing and waning of the moon, how many days, how many times it does? It does, the waxing takes through 15 days and the waning takes through 15 days. Now this 15, 1 month, it takes 1 month for moon to. Now year is divided into months, months is divided into 2 halves. One is waning period, one is waxing period. They are called paksha. The bright night and the dark night. Shukla Paksha and Krishna Paksha. And for Shukla Paksha, to finish one Shukla Paksha, how much time is it taking? It is 15 days. Because it's 1 month totally. 1 month is divided into 15. Each phase, it is, how does the one phase change? Every phase is changing 15 times in waxing and 15 times. So 30 days. How the calculation is derived totally depending upon the movements of the sun. How does it affect the man's mind, man's system? It is depending upon how nature is interacting. Now you can see the full moon day and new moon day, how the ocean, water of the ocean, high tides, how they raise. Means on every atom it is working, because water is highly flexible and liquid. It can jump about. Matter cannot jump about, but it has the same effect on every, so also on humans. So the whole thing, what are the states by which I am close to nature sometimes, I am away from nature. Nature is favorable sometimes, nature is unfavorable sometimes, or nature is neutral and more favorable. So here we find Sri Ramakrishna giving us a new understanding of the phases of moon. Now on Ashtami day, that is, these are special days where the Divine Mother is gracious and can be easily perceived and approached to. Now, suppose mother is very busy in particular hours, she has to go to the office, this, that, or something, some everyday, daily she has to do cooking or something. If child approaches, she gets annoyed. She says, no, I don't have time. You come in the evening. When mother finishes all the work, all the taking food and all, everything is over, cleaning and keeping, everything is over. Mother has gone for rest and she comes out from the rest and sitting in the garden. Then how much, if her child goes, how joyfully she receives. There's favorable states in nature when I can approach easily and get answer. Weekdays, among the weekdays, mother is said to be more calm and pleasant and benefactor. As a benefactor she works. That is, I feel when cool fine breeze comes, it is summer, then how joyful I feel. Breeze has nothing to do. It is breezing. It is just breezing for itself. It has nothing to do anything for me. It is not the purpose for which breeze is moving. But when breeze comes, how joyful I feel. The nature, when greenery, when we visit a place where there is a lake and where there is this beautiful nature, you see how pleasant nature is for itself. It has no purpose in my life. But the way in which it displays itself, I feel joy. I see some fire going on. So many trees getting burnt. Will I feel the same happiness as I am seeing the beautiful scenery? No. There is variation in my awarenesses and my feelings. So, in what state of my mind I can listen to spiritual instructions, imbibe them. When nature is favorable to me, keeping my mind and body in present condition, when he can put some instruction within me to remain for lasting time. Now, if I take a photograph in a camera in dim night, how it will be, bright sunlight, how it will be. What a difference it makes in catching. Similarly, the soul to catch certain nature's participation, favorable states it needs. Here we see Sri Ramakrishna asking those who are deeply interested and whom he has to give personal instruction. Then he calls them on Tuesdays and Saturdays. He used to say, Divine Mother will be favorable to the jivas on those days. Jiva becomes free. Any kind of bondage and vasanas drive, he is slightly independent of those things. He can give his attention to what the scriptures and other things. Anything, other days, anything worldly, he is more attentive. He is less attentive on the worldly things and more attentive on the divine, where divine instruction can enter into him. So Sri Ramakrishna is to select the 2 days, the Tuesdays and Saturday as a Divine Mother's Day and asking them to come. So this we see Sri Ramakrishna is telling him, come again on a Tuesday or Saturday to Prana Krishna. Brahman and Shakti are inseparable. Unless you accept Shakti, you will find the whole universe unreal. I, you, house, buildings and family. Unless you accept Shakti, you will find the whole universe unreal. I, you, house, buildings and family. This we see that the variations in in what view as consciousness, the basis of existence and existence itself, its power of manifestation, the reality and its manifestation. If you accept the manifestation as the manifestation of the real, then it's wonderful. It's a divine play. If you accept the real and don't understand or look at the manifestation, you'll feel, what is this? Why for? This looks like unreal. Om Niranjanam Nityamanantarupam Bhaktanukampa Dhrutavikraham Vai Ishavataram Parameshamidhyam Tam Ramakrishnam Shirasa Namamaha.